Nanti lah, langsung di piring.
Sum. Pengarang soalnya. Terusan pengarang. Baru buka sih belum cari.
It's okay.
Hello, hello. Oh, can you hear me? Anyone can hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
I can hear you.
Okay, okay. Sorry. Great, great. I was trying to set up my my office for today's lesson. Okay, so today is Putri here or just Anisa?
No, Miss Putri is here, but she is still another something.
There's something else to do at the moment. Okay, okay,
She
great.
is here. Yeah.
So
So
anyway,
busy.
yeah, Miss Putri is always busy.
Yeah.
We understand her. Anyway, so I can see that we have Mr. Swardi that is always on time.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
Swardi, always on time.
Yes, always on
Great.
time.
Always
Yes.
on time.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you very much, Mr. Swardi. I love that. Also, I can see Raisa and Farhan are here. How are you doing, Raisa? How are you doing, Farhan?
I'm good. I'm great. But I'm doing my biology exam right now. So sorry if I cannot give attention to you.
Okay. Okay. I didn't understand what you're doing, but I understood that you're busy. Okay. What about Mr. Swardi? Swardi, would you like to share with us your day?
About what your question, sir? Your question?
So, what did you do today?
Oh yes, sir. I see. This morning I went to school. After that, I went to the office because the student now on what is to say daring. So learn daring. So I see the teachers teaching them by laptop and many questions for the students, and the student answer by laptop also. Like this now, we are daring by online. So the student also now learning by online. So it is difficult to control the student because there are now many people are positive on corona virus. So we are always keep our distance with the others, and we use mask and always wash our hands.
Okay, great. Okay, great. Thank you, Mr. Swardi. So, Mr. Swardi had a typical day. Let's say he went to the office like previous times, and then he talked about the fact that classes are online, like ours, right? And you know, the importance of keeping the distance, washing your hands, and also wearing masks because there are many cases of coronavirus. Anyone knows how many cases in Indonesia right now?
I don't know.
You don't know? Let me see. I'm curious. Indonesia coronavirus. I can see that the number of new cases is going down. Let's see together. Shall we? Let me share my screen. Okay, so I was checking. You can see my screen, I guess. So, so until the 1st of February, cases were rising. But not right now, the last month and something more, cases are dramatically dropping. New cases, new cases, of course. So about 6,000 new cases a day. Still many, I can say. What about Italy? We are coming back to really so many, much more than Indonesia actually. So Italy has 20,000 new cases today, every day. So Italy has many more cases, many more new cases than Indonesia of coronavirus. Oh, I see. Okay, I didn't know. I thought Indonesia was having, you know, very tough period, but I guess also Italy. So anyway, I can see only 4 students today, and it's 7. Strange. Elma, how are you doing? Helma? No, she's not there. Okay. Okay, it's okay. So anyway, Mr. Suardi, Farhan, Raisa, Helma, anyone, would you like to remind me what was the topic of the previous lesson?
It's about superlative.
Right. Thank you, Anisa. Also, you are a student, so sometimes. Okay, so the last lesson was superlative, right? Okay, so it's a kind of adjective, right? Anisa, can you give me an example of superlative?
My friend's house is the most sorry. My friend's house is the biggest. What I have to do say.
So it's correct.
Okay. My friend's house is the biggest in her country.
Okay, in her country. That's a very big house. She must be the most, you know, the richest person in the country as well, to have the biggest house. Maybe we could say that she has the biggest house in the neighborhood, for example. So around. Mr. Swardi, would you like to give us an example of superlative?
Yes, sir, I'm ready. I'm the busiest person in my family. So my family thinks that I have no concern for them.
Sorry, Mr. Swardi, there were some kind of interference. Could you repeat?
Okay. I'm the busiest person in my family. So my family thinks that I've no concern for them.
Okay. Interesting sentence. Yes. Right. So Mr. Swardi is the busiest in his family, and so his family thinks maybe he doesn't care, maybe he doesn't, you know, he doesn't have much concern about them, I guess. But it is because he's very busy with his work, I guess. Mr. Swardi, you're very busy with your work.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, great. Thank you. Good example. Farhan, would you like to give us an example as well?
Okay. My sister is the tallest in our family. Okay. And
Okay.
she works the hardest of all students.
Ah, okay, okay. Is that true? She's the tallest? Is she taller than
No,
you?
no.
Okay. Okay, just an example. Okay,
Yeah.
great. What about Helma? Helma, would you like to give us an example?
Yes, I will try, Mister.
Yes.
I I the I the thinnest in my family.
Okay. I'm the thinnest in my family. Okay, great. Me too. Me too, actually. More than my sister. I'm very skinny. Okay, okay. Yeah, I think we can move with today's lesson. I don't know. Today was today holiday in Indonesia. Is that right, Miss Putri?
No, tomorrow.
Tomorrow, but maybe
Tomorrow
the
is day off.
students are already taking a day off today. We have 5 students. I don't
No
know.
idea.
No
Oh,
idea.
Miss Pariyati, Miss Ani, Miss Pariyati have to go somewhere. But Miss Ani got the stomach ache, and Miss Nur Aini will joining us late, and yeah, something like that. So probably they're gonna come very late.
Sure. No problem. Just to understand what was going on. Anyway, before moving to today's lesson, I would like also to ask you if there is any vocabulary that you remember from the last lesson that you would like to share with your class. Maybe Raisa?
Yeah.
Is there any vocabulary that you remember from last class that you would like to share?
Gorgeous. Disgusting.
Disgusting.
That's what I remember.
Okay, gorgeous and disgusting. Very opposite, right? They are opposite. Okay, and can you give me, Rise, an example with a superlative and disgusting?
Crocodile is the most disgusting animal.
Cockroach? You mean the cockroach?
Yes.
Okay, the black one, like beetle. Okay, I know that in Indonesia, since it's a very humid country, right? There are many cockroaches, while in Italy, usually it's not very humid. It's kind of dry, and we are lucky we don't have many cockroaches because, yeah, I think they're very disgusting as well. Okay, hello, Nuraini.
Hello, Mister.
Okay, just right in time for the start of today's class. So let me take our presentation. Okay, so for starting from today, I would like to review some concepts that we saw before and also try to go deeper on those, on that grammar. So also on that vocabulary, let's also review the vocabulary. So let's see. First of all, I would like to ask you, what season are we in? But in this case, we are talking about Europe, right? We know that Europe and Indonesia have different season system, right? Because the temperatures and the weather is different. So let's try to talk about what season are we in, but in Europe right now. Do you know?
Spring, sir.
Spring.
Today we are in spring.
Maybe spring because we are in March. That's right. So what do you expect from spring?
To see wonderful wonderful flower maybe in the spring because I can see through television that spring is miracle season.
Miracle season. Miracle. I see. Very many beautiful flowers. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think that spring has the most beautiful flowers among all the seasons. Among all the seasons. Right now, you know, I'm in South Korea. South Korea is especially famous, like Japan, for, you know, the flowers in spring, right? You can see many pink flowers and white flowers. Right now, I don't remember what kind of flowers are them. I don't remember. Anyway, what else? What else do we expect from spring? Anyone else? What do you think, Farhan? What do you expect from spring? Farhan, are you there? No, Farhan is not there. Aniza, what do you think about spring?
Spring. It's many leaf falling, and then holiday, and then picnic, and what else? I don't know.
Okay, so Anisa, let's try to make more than of a list, right? This, that. Let's try to make sentences. So maybe we could try to say something like, in spring, I think people go to have picnics, or I think that leaves fall down, etc., etc. Actually, autumn is more famous for falling down leaves, right? Because it's when the leaves are getting darker, for example, yellowish or orange color, and then they're falling down. Okay, Anisa, can you try to make a sentence more than a list about spring? What do you see during spring? What's the weather? Anisa, you're muted, huh?
Miss Leo, can you help me? Which one is spring season?
Sure. Sorry, Anisa.
Yeah.
So this is spring in Europe. Okay.
Maybe I think the spring season, the flower will falling, or I don't know.
Okay, so flowers will fall, you're saying. And what about the temperature? Do you think it's a hot or a cold season?
I think it's a hot.
Yes, it's a hot season. Okay, great. Nuraini, could you help us to understand about the seasons? So we said that spring is hot, but what compared to summer? Which one is hotter?
Summer is hotter than spring.
Okay, I see. Great. And maybe Raisa, would you like to tell us something else about spring?
I think in spring, the flowers will bloom. They're not fall. I think fall is for autumn.
Okay, Raisa is saying, flowers bloom, right? They bloom. So before they were closed like this, and then they bloom and they show all their beauty. Okay, great. What about autumn at this point? Mr. Suardi?
Yes, sir. In the autumn season, we see the leaves many falling down.
We see many leaves falling down. Okay.
Falling down, sir.
Okay. And what about the temperature? What do you think?
The temperature is not so cold and not so summer, sir. It's the same as the summer. Summer is very cold. It's very hot. And in the summer, many people go to the beach or go recreation. And at the time also, many people use an umbrella if they go out from the house.
Okay, okay, great description, Mr. Suardi. Okay, what about Indonesia? Let's see. In Indonesia, we have mainly 2 seasons, if I remember correctly. Can you describe those 2 to me? So first of all, what season are we in right now in Indonesia? What season are we in?
Now it is a rainy season.
Okay, rainy season.
Rainy season.
Rainy season. Okay. And how do you call the other one?
Dry season.
Dry.
Season.
Dry. It means no water.
Yes.
Dry, no water.
Dry season.
Okay, great. Farhan, are you there now?
Yes,
No?
mister.
Okay, yes. So Farhan, what's the difference between the dry season and the wet season or the rainy season?
Maybe rainy season is have many water, and dry season just not many water.
Okay, so during one season, we can experience a lot of rain.
Yes.
While in another, it rarely rain. What else, Farhan? Do you think that there is any other difference?
The temperature is different. Rainy is cold and dry season is hot. Really
Okay.
hot.
Okay, so in this case, Farhan, you can make a comparison, right? To speak very easily, right? We don't need to say during the rainy season is cold and during the dry season is hot. We can just make a comparison. Can you try? Can you try, Farhan, to make a comparison? Comparison, right? Previous lesson we studied comparatives and superlatives. I would like you to make a comparison, so use a comparative. No, maybe who would like to make a comparison between dry season and rainy season?
I want to try.
Great, Anisa.
Yeah.
Too late, Mr. Sward. Anisa was too fast.
I'm sorry, Mr. Swardi.
Me.
Okay, please go on.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Patient, please. Okay. Maybe I think in rainy season is colder than the dry season.
Okay, so the rainy season is colder than the dry season. You can also say, instead of saying in, maybe you can say during the dry season, because it's like
yeah, for a while.
Yeah, you can say that. Yeah. Also, I would like to point out, Mr. Swardi said, go ahead, right? Go on, go ahead. It's a way to say, okay, please, speak. You can speak, right?
Yeah.
I think very useful vocabulary in this case. Okay, so we are very few students. So I think we have the chance actually to make, usually we make questions to each other because we are many. But this time we are very few. And I think we can just make a conversation, okay, between us, just a conversation. And so I would like to discuss about what do you do in the summer or in the winter, or in the autumn, or in the spring. Okay, so let's start with summer, I guess. And I think, you know, we can just talk so all together. So, you know, you can, I could just ask maybe Mr. Swardi, what do you think about summer? Do you like summer?
Yes, sir. In the summer, I always go recreation, especially at the beach and other islands also. I like to visit islands because many view I can see and very interesting for me.
Okay, I see. What, so I'm giving you the example so that you can continue in this way. So I will ask Mr. Swardi. So, very interesting, Mr. Swardi. What islands did you visit recently?
Yes, in Rau, many islands as a tourist, is a tourism. So I visited the Rawan Island. Is very famous now. The Rawan Island now, Kakaban and others. Many islands in Brau.
I see. Yes. And what's your favorite island if you have to choose? You visited many. What's your favorite?
The Rawan Islands.
Okay,
the Rawan Islands.
Yes. And why is that your favorite?
So I don't know what is.
So, there is no, maybe the landscape is beautiful.
At the islands, many restaurants, many hotels on the water, and they can also what is it? So this island very interesting, and the second president was Mr. Suharto. Ever also visited this island, and many tourists also. Sir. I ever met the tourists from Germany and Australia, and they visited their in their family. So many person there.
So from what I understand, you like that island because there are restaurants and hotels near, you know, the water on the seaside, and you can enjoy the, you know, many activities on that kind of island. Okay, great. So you can see we can make a conversation all together. So maybe now, Mr. Swardi, you can ask to someone else what they do during summer, or any question.
What is the yellow dress doing?
Okay. I can see here we have a picture, but I'm actually not asking you to talk about the picture, Mr. Swardi.
Yes, okay.
Actually, not about the picture. I just would like to have a conversation all together. Together with
I asked one of the participants.
Yeah, for example, you can ask, what do you like to do during winter? What do you do in winter, for example?
Well, I asked my question, where do you usually go in the summer?
Great. To who are we asking?
Miss Raisa.
Raisa? During summer, I think I'm not going anywhere. I'm just stay at home, not because Corona, but I prefer to stay at home rather than go to somewhere else that far from my home.
Okay. Mr. Swardi, do you have any other question for Raisa after this?
I ask again?
No. So Raisa answered and said that she usually don't go anywhere. She doesn't go, sorry. She doesn't go anywhere during summer because she prefer to stay at home. She likes to stay at home, I guess. And Mr. Swardi, do you have any more question for Raisa? You can say also, no, okay, that's it.
Yeah. What do you usually do in the summer?
Just like what I said, I only stay at home, like playing my phone or studying, or
Okay,
just
study.
or just laying down in my bed for a day, like that.
Okay, so Raisa is a really, homestay person. She likes to
Oh yes.
study. She likes to spend her holiday studying. Okay, great, Raisa. Great, Mr. Swardi. So, Raisa, would you like to ask a question to someone else?
What do you usually do during winter to Mr. Farhan?
To Farhan. Farhan?
Yes.
Okay, before you answer, Farhan, wait a second. I would like to invite other students to, while you're listening, you can always then ask questions. Okay, today is a conversation. Okay, so maybe Raisa ask Farhan something, and Farhan says, during winter I like to play hockey, for example. And then you can say, I like to play hockey too. What's your favorite team, Farhan? I don't know. I don't think hockey is popular in Indonesia, but okay, just to let you know that you can speak, like a conversation. Okay, Farhan?
Yes. Can you repeat again, please, what the question?
Yeah, sorry. Raisa?
What do you usually do during winter?
Okay. In the winter, we can make snowman, do ice skating, play snow throwing, and else.
Really, Farhan?
Yes.
Where do you do that? You go to Switzerland?
No.
Or Sweden?
That's my illusion.
Okay. Raisa, do you have any other question for Farhan? Anyone has some questions more for Farhan about what he does? No? No one? Okay. Farhan, you can ask a question.
Okay. What are you doing in rainy season?
Okay.
To Miss Naraini.
In rainy season, I usually bring an umbrella anywhere. And then also what? Raining coat. Raining coat.
Raincoat.
Raincoat, yes, to protect my body.
Okay, so you wear a raincoat, you bring an
Rain,
umbrella.
yes.
Okay.
And what is your activity in rainy season, Mr. Farhan?
Okay, great, Nuraini.
You can play rain with friends.
Yes.
What can you play with friends, Farhan?
Rain with friends.
Rain?
Just run with friends.
Run.
Yes.
Run.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You can ask me again.
Great, Nuraini.
Farhan?
Do you have any more questions? Do you have any more questions? We can
Do you have any more questions? Mr. Farhan?
Okay. When you are cold in rainy season, what do you do?
Oh, I feel it when it is in the evening and I turn on the what is pemanas ya? Heater. That
Yes,
heater. Yes.
Heater.
Yes.
Okay, the heating. So you turn on the heating. Turn on.
Yes. Yeah, turn on the heating.
Okay. Is there so in Indonesia houses and apartments have the heating usually, the heating system? Still
Heater water like that.
for the water.
Yes.
For the water.
Not for the room, no.
Okay. Yeah, because the room sounded strange to me because it's very hot, so I don't think you ever need. But for the water, so usually in summer you don't need to use the heating. I mean, not summer, during the dry season.
Dry season, no. Yes, we did not need that.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, great. So Nuraini, now maybe you can ask someone else.
To Miss Anissa.
Great.
Are there many mosquitoes during rainy season? Yes, rainy season. Are there many mosquitoes? Yes.
Mosquito?
Yes, mosquito, nyamuk.
Oh,
What is that? Mosquito. Yes.
Mosquito.
Yeah.
Yes. In rainy season.
In my house, I think so.
because
So
I feel
many.
it in the town.
Yeah.
What's that?
I feel
Sorry.
it too.
Because there are so much mosquito in the rainy season, especially in the garden.
Pay attention here. So mosquitoes are countable. Like a count, 1 mosquito, 2 mosquitoes, 3 mosquitoes.
Yeah.
So we don't say much, but we say many. Many mosquitoes.
Yes.
So how many? There are many mosquitoes.
How many?
Yes, actually also in Italy, in my house, there are so many mosquitoes in the garden during summer, in our case. So many. I really hate them. I'm sorry, mosquitoes. I can see Boyke just joined.
Yep.
Hello, Mr. Boyke.
Hello.
So today we are very few, I think because students decided to go one day earlier on holiday for tomorrow. So anyway, we are doing some kind of conversation, more open conversation for today, for now, for this part. So maybe Anisa, where are you? Oh, okay, here. So let's see if Nuraini, do you have any more question for Anisa? Because you ask a very specific question, right? If there are mosquitoes or not, but maybe some more open question you can ask.
No, I think enough.
Enough? Maybe I can ask Anisa another question. That is, Anisa, what do you love to do during during holiday?
And during holiday, I really love to spend time with my family and then chill at my house and watching Netflix. That's it.
Okay, so spend time with family, watching movies or TV series?
Yes. No, movies.
Only
Korean movies.
Korean movies. Is there any Korean movie that you would like to suggest me?
Maybe later. I sorry. Too much. Too much. Maybe
Too much what?
Korean movie I love.
Okay, pay attention again. Movies are countable. 1 movie, 2 movies, 3 movies. So too many.
Yeah, too many movies.
Too many movies. Okay, Anisa, you can ask.
To who?
There is Helma and Boyke.
Okay.
But also I invite other students. Also, if you get curious about what they're talking about, you can always ask a question. You can always intervene and say something, right? Like I give you the example before. Anyway, Anissa.
Okay, I want to ask Mr. Boyke, what do you usually do in the winter season? Maybe not Indonesia, maybe in
Right.
somewhere.
Right. Let's say maybe you can ask if Boyk ever went to some European country during winter, right? During winter, maybe what do you do during winter?
Yeah.
Usually I go with my family to look around and shopping.
Okay, shopping.
Shopping and eat in the restaurant, I think.
Okay, you do shopping and you eat in the restaurant. What do you usually like to buy while shopping? Maybe
well, I like buy some shoes and a jacket also.
So usually some clothes, shoes and
Yes.
jacket.
Yes.
Okay. Anissa, do you have any more question for Boyke?
No, that's it.
That's it. Maybe I can ask Boyke too. So usually you go shopping and you go eating at restaurants. Also far away from your city, from your town, or usually you stay around your city.
Usually I stay in around my city. Probably for one occasion I go to the another city.
Okay, and which is your city? I don't remember, boy.
Well, I live in Bekasi. Bekasi, near in Jakarta, near from Jakarta.
Okay, so it's near Jakarta.
Yes.
Okay, near Jakarta. Okay, I never heard. I know Jakarta. I know that there are many many things around Jakarta as well. I've been to Bogor, I think. Jakarta, Bogor. Yes. Okay, Boyke, maybe you have a question for Helma. Very open question we can ask. What do you do in summer? What do you do, during the dry season? What do you do during your holidays? Something like that.
Helma, what do you do? What do you do in your holiday?
In my holiday, usually I happy holiday to beach, outdoor, and I guess if I have a time, I will spend my time holiday with my family.
Okay. Boyke, if you haven't, if you want to ask something more, right?
Where do you usually going?
For now, I hope usually I'm holiday in the city, but I hope someday I can holiday to overseas or to eastern part of Indonesia.
Okay.
So from what I understand, Helma, you usually are around here, but you dream about going overseas for holiday or in the eastern
part of Indonesia.
Eastern part. And what is that?
Maybe Papua.
Papua.
Or Ambon.
Okay.
Raja Ampat.
What do you like about that?
I think there the beach very wonderful.
Another word?
No, in Indonesia.
No, I didn't understand. So sorry, can you repeat?
The beach there very beautiful, wonderful.
The birds?
Beach.
Beach?
Yeah.
What's beach?
Pantai.
I don't understand. Can you write it down in the chat? Sorry, Helma.
Beach.
The beach.
Beach.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. Very beautiful. Yeah, I guess. I mean, Indonesia has really, really beautiful seaside in many places, I guess. Yeah. I would like to visit more. Let's see, after coronavirus. Okay. So enough talking for now. Let's go back to the difference of A and AN. So do you remember the difference, right? Can anyone explain me very briefly? When do we use the article A and when do we use the article AN? So for example, you know, a book or an apple. What's the difference?
Me, sir?
Yes, Mr. Swardi?
Yes. We use before consonant. So, a book, a car, a dog, and so on. And we use N before vowel. Example, an apple, an egg. But we pay attention also university. University, we use a university. But we see the alphabet, it is vowel, but we use, well, we pronounce not vowel. It is consonant. So we use a university.
Great, Mr. Swardi. So Mr. Swardi explained the main difference. So A is used for consonant, for words that start with a consonant, and AN used for words that start with a vowel. However, there are some exceptions based on our pronunciation, right? Based on our pronunciation. So university is considered consonant in this case because of the pronunciation. One thing that I would like to point out is that the article A or N, it's not always referred to the name, but if we have an adjective before the name, should be referred to that adjective, right? So a cool day. So it's C, so let's see something like here we have, yes, for example, class, we should say a class, but if we put the adjective interesting, we say an interesting class, because the I is the one that comes earlier, right? So just keep in mind this. It's not based on the noun, but it's based also on the adjective that we give to the noun. Okay, same thing for easy lesson, right? L is a consonant, but there is easy, that is the adjective, and E is a vowel, so an easy lesson. Okay, so very quickly, very quickly, we already did this, but just to check all together. So all the microphone open. So are you
a student?
Okay, for a student.
An island.
Is an island.
An island.
Okay, let's wait. Let's try to find coordination. So Britain is an island.
An island.
5.
A restaurant.
A restaurant.
They are at a restaurant. So 6.
He is
a
waiter.
He's a waiter. 7.
It is
an ugly house.
Okay, again, so it is correct, but we must pronounce it in the way it's written, and it's written it's. So it's an ugly house.
It's an ugly
house.
Okay, so 8.
Here's
a ticket for the play.
Here's a ticket for the play. Do you know what's play?
Play. Ticket
Play.
for the play.
A ticket for the play. What does it mean?
Watching.
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 What? Watching what?
Or
Theater, drama, maybe.
Theater. Theater.
Right. For example, at the theater, we call that a play, right? Because there are some people that play the show out. 9.
He is a good worker.
He's a good worker. 10.
It's not an easy language.
Easy language.
It's not an easy language. Of course, again, language starts with consonant, but the adjective before starts with vowel, so we must put N. Okay. At this point, I would like just to give you a brief introduction for the. So the is very complicated, especially if you don't have it in your language. So I'm very lucky because in Italian, we already have this distinction between the, a, and n. But I think in Indonesian there is no, because I can see that you make many mistakes on this. So let me read the example for you. She's got a girl and a boy. The girl's 10 and the boy's 8. He gave me a book and a cassette. I liked the book, but I didn't like the cassette very much. So is there anyone that already know or would like to explain the difference between the definite article, the, and the indefinite article, a and n? Anyone that would like to explain or try to explain based on the example? What do you think? Do you know the difference? All of
Yes, sir.
you. So Swar, do you know the difference?
Yes. We use in the final article sample there for the what has been mentioned before. So it is the twice times for the first and the second time. So use the girl. So which girl? So we know well about the girl. And if you use or an, it is definite article. We don't know well about she. She is a girl. So we don't know which girl. But we say the girl, so we know well about the girl. Sir.
Yes, it's about knowing. Mr. Suardi pointed out very well, it's about knowing. If we say a, it's indefinite, it's about not knowing. So if I say a girl, it's a girl, we don't know her, could be anyone, could be anyone. But if I say the girl, we both know who I'm talking about, the girl. Okay, here a very simple explanation for now is that a can be used for the first time we say the noun in the sentence, and the for the second time we say the noun in the sentence, because the first time we don't know what we're talking about, but the second time in the sentence we know what we are talking about. So if we go look to the example, she's got a girl and a boy. In general, a girl and a boy. The girls 10 and the boys 8. Okay, here we use they because we already know who we are talking about. It's not any girl, it's this one. It's not any boy, it's this one. Same for the book and the cassette. He gave me a book and a cassette. I like the book. Okay, that one, not any book, right? But I didn't like the cassette very much. If I say I like a book here, this means that I like any book. It doesn't need to be this one, right? It can be any other book. Okay, so let's try to do some gap filling together. Let's start reading the example. Maybe Raisa, would you like to read the first example to the class?
Number 1.
Yes.
I've got a lighter and a box of matches, but the lighter doesn't work very well.
Okay, maybe Nuraini can read the second example.
Number 2, yes, sir.
Yes, number 2, just read.
There is a doctor and a nurse in the village, but the doctor's getting rather old now.
The doctor is getting rather old now. Okay, great.
No.
Let's start. 3, maybe Farhan. Farhan, are you there? No, maybe Helma.
Yes, Mister.
Okay,
Number
Helma,
3.
this is not simple, I think. So let's try. Let's just try. Number 3.
3. I bought a sandwich and a piece of cake. The sandwich cake. The sandwich was all right, but the cake was horrible.
Okay, very good. So the sandwich was all right, but the cake was horrible. So Elma, can you give me a comparison between this sandwich and this cake using delicious, the adjective delicious? Can you make a comparison using the adjective delicious between the sandwich and the cake in this sentence? So,
Wait.
Think carefully.
I think the sandwich is delicious.
Okay, the sandwich is delicious. We can say that, but this is just an adjective. Anyone would like to make a comparison between the sandwich and the cake using delicious?
Me, sir.
The sandwich,
Oh.
the sandwich more delicious than the cake.
Okay, the sandwich is more delicious than the cake. Mr. Suardi, would you like to do an example reverse? So
to compare sandwich and piece of cake. Okay. A sandwich is more delicious than a piece of cake.
Okay, let's try to put first piece of cake. Let's try. What can you say? The piece of cake.
So I don't know, sir.
Okay, what adjective can we give? So, so if it's not good, for example,
horrible.
Horrible. Great, horrible. Mr. Swardi, let's try.
Okay. A piece of cake is better than a sandwich.
Okay, so the piece of cake is better than the sandwich, but here we are changing the meaning. Thank you for the example anyway. So maybe Boyke, would you like to give me that example with horrible?
The piece of cake is horrible than the sandwich.
Okay, if we say he's horrible than the sandwich, we don't know if it's more or less. So you should put something before horrible. The piece of cake is more horrible.
More horrible, yes.
Than the
more
cake.
horrible than cake.
Okay, great. Sentence number 4. What about Mr. Swardi?
Yeah. A woman and 2 men were here a few minutes ago. I think the woman wanted to see you.
Exactly, great. 5, Anisa?
They've got a dog and a cat, a rabbit, and some goldfish, but the children like the dog best.
Exactly. Next one, maybe Raisa?
He sent me 2 letters and a postcard while he was on holiday. The postcard didn't say much, but the letters were very interesting.
Great. Do you usually send postcards or letters when are you traveling, Raisa?
No, I prefer message.
You prefer phone messages or WhatsApp messages, or do you use WhatsApp in Indonesia?
Yes, of course. Many of us use it.
Because, for example, in South Korea, they don't use WhatsApp. They use KakaoTalk, for example, Line. So I was wondering. Okay, 7. What about Anisa?
Okay. You can have an apple or an orange. The apples are nice and sweet.
Okay, great. So what do you prefer, Anisa, apples or oranges?
I like apples.
So can you make a comparison?
The apples the apples sweeter than the orange.
So if we are talking in general, we can just remove the article and we can just say apples are sweeter
than
than
orange.
oranges.
Mm.
Okay, okay, great. Hmm. I prefer oranges. No, actually, I don't know. I prefer apples just because of the way you have to peel it. Apples are very easy to eat, but oranges are very hard. You have to peel them. But I think the taste of the oranges is better. Okay. 8, who would like to go? Farhan, are you there now? No, Nuraini?
Okay. There is a plum tree and a peach tree in our garden. The peach tree doesn't produce many peaches, but
Produce.
the plum tree produces lot of plum every year.
Produces lots of plums every year.
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, do you know plums and peach, Nuraini?
Plum.
Do you know?
Plum is what is that?
They are fruits.
Yes, some fruit, but I don't know. I know, but I didn't eat it.
Right. So you heard the name maybe, but
Yes.
you never maybe tasted them. Okay.
Yes.
9, who would like to go? Anyone? Anyone else? Helma?
Yes, Mister.
9.
9. There's a theater and 2 cinemas in Taiwan, but one of the cinemas is closing down.
So there's a theater and 2 cinemas in town, but one of the cinemas is closing down. Okay. 10. Farhan, your last chance. Are you there?
Mr. Farhan, are you there? Hello.
No, it's not. I think it's not anymore actually in the. No, I think it was connection is not there anymore actually.
Oh, you're right. It's no longer here.
Okay, so number 10. Let's go.
I can see Mr. Boyko want to answer this question.
Yes,
actually.
yes, let's
Mr.
go.
Boyko.
Miss Putri has very strong, perceptive powers.
I can read your mind, I can read your mind.
So you have to pay attention about what you think in this class. Okay, boy, you can go.
There is a train at 2 o'clock and one at 3:30. The 2 train takes 2 hours and the 3:30 trains takes an hour and a half.
Okay, here I think we should give a look on how we pronounce, the times.
Clock, yeah, the time.
Right, we can think about it. So there is a train at 2, right? We can say at 2 or at 2 o'clock, right? But, usually you will hear people saying just at 2. Okay, at 2, and one at 3.5. 3.5. There are several ways in which you can talk about times. For example, 30 minutes past 3. This is the formal way. But again, you don't hear this very often. So 3.5 usually would be the most common, I think. So there is a train at 2 and one at 3.5. The 2 train takes 2 hours and the 3:30 train takes I don't know, 3.5 hour. No, 3 hour and a half. Okay, great. Now, coming back to the seasons, I would like you to fill the gaps here. So we can talk about cold, we can talk about warm, hot, wet, dry, right, and many other adjectives. For example, January is a cold month in Europe, is a cold month, right? What about February? And in this case, in Indonesia, I'm talking about February in Indonesia. How do you define February?
Wet.
So can you tell me the whole sentence?
Yeah, Miss Helma. Miss Helma.
February.
The whole sentence, yeah.
February is the wet month in Indonesia.
Okay, so in this case, I would use a wet month, because it's not the only one, right? There are probably other, I guess. Probably because it's 6 of them are wet, I guess. So is a wet month in Indonesia. Okay, second sentence. Who would like to go?
I think Mr. Swardi wants to say something, Mr. Swardi.
Number
Yes,
one.
Right, Mr. Swardi?
Yes.
Number two.
Two,
March.
Mr. Swardi.
Number two.
March, March is a dry month in Indonesia.
Great. March is a dry month in Indonesia. So actually, February to March, you have the shift. So February is wet and March is dry.
February is a wet month.
And March is dry. So actually, we are exactly in the shifting between the two seasons in Indonesia right now.
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes,
better times
dry
are coming. Okay, great. What about 3? April? Nuraini?
April is warm month in Europe.
It's a warm month in Europe.
Warm.
Great, perfect. What about May, Raisa?
May is a spring month. Warm month in Europe.
May is a warm month in Europe because it's during it takes place during spring. Okay, Anisa, what about June, July, and August?
I don't know, but maybe June, July, and August are cold months in Europe, I think, but I don't.
Yeah, you don't know. You had to
Yeah.
guess. You guessed wrong. I'm sorry. So they're actually the hottest.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we can say June, July, and August are hot months in Europe. Also, we can say are the hottest months in Europe. Okay, great. Now some more free sentences, right? So here you can really put anything you want, like this, or also you can do comparisons, superlatives, etc. So maybe we go with Helma, 6.
How if we start with Miss Nuraini?
Sure, no problem. Nuraini, 6.
Yes, September is a warmer month than February in Indonesia.
Great. So September is a warmer month than February in Indonesia. Perfect, Nuraini. Next one, Miss Putri, we can go with, so we start again, I guess. So with Elma now, 7.
Yes, with Miss Helma.
7 October is warmest than April month in Indonesia.
So October.
No, sorry. Not warmest, warmer.
Exactly. Great. October is warmer than April in Indonesia. Okay, great. November, Mr. Suardi.
November is colder than March in Indonesia.
Great. December, last one. Who would like to go? Raisa, maybe?
December, it's a comparison or what?
You can do whatever you want. Comparison, superlative, also sentence like this, anything you like.
December is colder than April in Indonesia.
In Indonesia. Okay, great. Okay, great. Just to give you, some review about previous lesson to keep working on the articles. That was one of the first topics. I think here we did some kind of this, so we don't need that. I just would like to do a very quick review of the parts of the human body very quickly. So just play this short game like, what's this? And you can point at yourself, right? So what's this? What's this? What's this? What's this? Right? And you can ask someone, and that person should ask, that is, should answer, that is something. So for example, what's this? This is close to me, right? This is close to me. What's this? And the person answering point at me and says, that is a nose. That, because it's far from that person. It's close to me, but far from that person. And this is one kind of question that you can ask, but also you're free to ask another question that is simply, what's that? In the case, what's that? You're pointing at something in the person's room. That person will choose. So for example, Nuraini asked me, what's that? Can you ask me, Nuraini?
What's that?
And I can... No, you can, without, because you don't know about my room. So you just imagine you point at something. You say, what's that? And I say, this is a water bottle, for example. Okay, in this case, it's me that choose, because you cannot see all my room. Okay, just very simply. So let's go with Nuraini to Mr. Suardi.
Mr. Suardi?
Yes.
Oh, what's that under an eyebrow? Is it true?
But Nuraini, let's do like this. So we have two different kind of questions possible. So one is, what's this? And you can point at yourself. So what's this? What's this? What's this? What's that?
With myself?
Yes, with yourself.
Okay.
Otherwise, you can ask, what's that? But then is Mr. Suardi that will choose. Okay. What's that? Mr. Suardi will choose. So you can either choose, what's this or what's that?
Yeah. Mr. Suardi, what is this?
What is?
So Nuraini is pointing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I point.
What is a leaf?
Huh?
What
is this?
What is this?
This.
Yeah.
This one, you ask me what is. What is this?
Yes. What is this? What's this? Look at to my face.
This
is
cheek.
Yes.
This is cheek.
Okay, this is cheek. But now we are talking about Nuraini's. So it's far away from you, Mr. Suardi. So we will say just, that's a cheek. Okay. That's a cheek. Okay?
Yes.
So I would like the exercise to be like this. Nuraini ask, what's this? Mr. Suardi answer, that's a cheek.
Okay.
Remember to put the article, because today we are working also on the articles. Okay? Okay, now, Mr. Suardi, you can ask to Raisa.
Yes. What is this? What is this?
Mr. Suardi is very dark in his room, but okay.
I can see. That's an eyebrow.
That's an eyebrow. Okay, an eyebrow. Okay, great. Raisa to Anissa.
Miss Anissa, what's this?
What's that, Miss Anissa? Miss Anissa, it's only one Anissa here.
Sorry, I'm mute. That is elbow. Sorry.
Elbow.
This one.
Shoulder.
Shoulder. That is a shoulder. Great. Now Anissa to Boyke.
Okay, Mr. Boyke. What is this? What's this?
I don't see. Where are you pointing, Anissa?
Oh, sorry.
I cannot see.
Okay. What's this? Sorry.
That's a lip.
Yeah.
That's a lip, or we can say that's a pair of lips, for example, both of them. Boyke, to Elma.
Helma, what's this?
That is that is hair.
That in this case we say just that's hair, or that's your hair.
Yes.
Okay, Helma to Nuraini again.
Nuraini. What's this?
Can you see Nuraini? You're muted, Nuraini.
That's a head.
Okay, the head is the whole head. Maybe Helma is just talking about this one.
This one. I don't know what is that.
Is not. There is, of course, there is no here.
Nothing here.
Right.
Yes.
So
What
that's
is
called
that?
forehead.
Oh, forehead. Yes.
Forehead.
That's forehead.
So that's a forehead.
That's a forehead.
Great. Okay. So now maybe let's just do one round of what's that. Let's just ask what's that. So Nuraini to Suardi.
Mr. Suardi.
Just what's that?
What's that?
Okay, no, we are not gonna point at ourselves because it's that. We are just pointing at something in Suardi's room, and then Suardi can take something and show. For example, what's that? And Suardi, this is a phone, right?
Okay.
This is a cell phone.
Mr. Suardi, what's that in your room?
Yeah. So repeat your question.
What's that in your room?
Wait. I think I didn't explain very well. Maybe I will ask Miss Putri's help in this case.
Yes.
So Putri, my goal here is just make them ask, what's that? And then the person that is answering choose anything in the room and says, this is a bottle. This is my cell phone. This is a cell phone, let's say. This is
it's just random things, right?
Yes, it's just because we cannot really point in the room.
Okay.
So maybe you can explain.
Yeah. So we don't talk about body parts anymore, right? So we talk about a good
anything.
Yeah. Just a good inside your room, right?
Yes.
Okay. So jadi yang kita akan lakukan sekarang permainannya adalah kalau kita nggak tahu kayak Mr. Suwardi ke Miss Nuraini, Mr. Suwardi nanya what's that tanpa tahu di dalam ruangan Miss Nuraini itu ada apa. Tapi Miss Nuraini nanti bisa jawab, oh this is a phone, a mobile phone misalnya gitu, or this is a cup, or something like this is a pen, just something like that. Yang deket-deket dia pakai this, yang jauh-jauh dia pakai that. Dia cuma mau ngungkapin bentuk pertanyaan itu aja sih. Penggunaan kata this and that.
Gitu. Okay. I see. I hope it's clear now. Sorry for my poor explanation. Nuraini, now your turn to Mr. Suardi.
Okay. Mr. Suardi, what's that?
It is a book.
Okay, it is a book is good, but let's use this structure. So this is a book, just for the example.
This is a book.
This is a book.
Okay, great. Okay. Suardi to Raisa.
What is that?
This is a pen. Wait, it's good.
What is that?
This is a pen.
Raisa to Anisa.
Miss Anisa, what is that?
This is a book. This is a Helma. This is a tissue.
This is a Helma. Okay. For tissue, we can say This is a pack of tissue.
This
Because
is
there's
a
not
pack
just
of
one.
tissue. Okay.
A box of tissue. I don't know what is that. Okay. So,
Okay.
And maybe Anissa to Elma in real life.
This is Anissa. This is
Yeah.
Helma. They are one
Right.
all together.
Yeah.
Are you comfortable sitting on the, how are you sitting? I see Elma on the, with the back on the bed, and Anissa.
Yeah.
Anissa, you got the chair?
Nope.
I thought you had the chair while Elma didn't have the chair.
So mean.
Okay, anyway, Anissa to Elma.
Miss Helma, what's that? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Because we are so near.
Yes.
And the question
you can do
is, what's that or what's this?
Yeah, okay, it depends how far is from you. Let's show us with the camera. Show us with the camera. Point something.
Okay.
This one.
Too messy.
Too messy.
Okay, it's not necessary. It's not needed, but would be fun. So
maybe I can ask to someone else.
Let's just do what's that to Helma. Just what's that?
Okay. What's that, Miss Helma?
This is a pair socks.
This is what, Helma?
A pair socks.
This is a pair of socks. Okay. I can see.
Miss Anissa.
Okay. So we have dirty socks from Anissa.
I'm sorry, Mr. Leo, that these are disturbing picture.
No problem. No problem. Okay. So Helma too. Who's left?
To Farhan kali.
Farhan is not there anymore. Boyke?
Yeah, because Farhan just asked a permission for a blackout.
Yes.
In his house, yeah, blackout.
To Mr. Boyke.
Yes, to
What's
Mr. Boyke.
that?
This is a cell phone.
This is a cell phone. Boyke to Nuraini.
Nuraini, what is that?
This is glasses.
This is a pair of glasses.
Pair of glasses.
Okay, we can say like that if we want to, talk about one thing. So a pair of glasses, a box of tissue, a pair of jeans. Okay. Okay, great. So for
I see Miss Helma. I'm sorry.
Yes, tell me, Miss Putri.
No, I cannot see all of you now because my screen is just like lagging. I just can hear your voice, but I cannot see all of your faces.
Okay, no problem. Anyway, we are moving to the homework section. So homework for next time will be describe with your partner. Okay, so you pair with someone as usual, the differences between a person and a monkey. So the last time we were talking about the face, right? We were saying, okay, eyes are bigger, ears are bigger, lips are smaller, I don't know. But in this case, we make a dialogue talking about the differences between the human and monkey. So you can talk about the personality. You can talk about, if they're taller, shorter. You can talk about comparison. So comparison, you don't need to do only on the face, but you can also do about all the part of the body, right? And you can ask something like also, I don't know, really, humans have 5 fingers. Do monkeys have 5 fingers as well? Okay, you can be very creative. Let's see, how you can talk about humans and monkeys, okay? And here, write at least 10 sentences. Okay, so at least 10 differences. So there are very, very many. Okay, that's it from my side for today. I hope we had the chance to, give a look again to the articles. Hmm? We kind of understood the use of the. We saw again comparatives and superlatives, and we saw again the vocabulary for the seasons. Hmm? I don't know if Miss Putri have anything to say at this point.
Yeah, I just want to say that unfortunately not everyone can joining us today. But yeah, I hope everyone can, still get the PowerPoint and learn by themselves. And for all of you, if you still don't understand or just like confusing about the PowerPoint, so don't worry, you can ask me, or probably I can, like ask Mr. Leo again to explaining more, probably next lesson. Okay?
Sure, my
Yeah.
PowerPoints, they don't have many information usually, right? So maybe if you have any question, right? And if you have, in general, I would like to tell you that if you have any question about any topic that we studied, right, together, you can always say, Mr. Leo, I don't know this. I would like to learn more about this, right? And you can write it on the chat, WhatsApp chat, right? You can tell to Ms. Putre, and we
I
can
will forward it directly to Mr. Leo.
Exactly, because we are here for learning, right? Now we are kind of reviewing. So if there is anything that you would like to learn more about something that we studied already, you can tell us.
Yeah, sadly, I cannot see your faces before we ending the class. Yeah, I used to look at your faces, but unfortunately, not this afternoon, not this lesson. Yeah, unfortunately, I cannot see all of your faces, the beautiful and the handsome one. Sorry. So, hello? Yeah. So I can hear some Korean talking in Korean. Mr. Leo, is that your friend?
Yeah, I'm at my friend's office right now.
Oh, nice. I can hear very well. And yeah, anyone want to add something before we end the class? Probably Mr. Boyko, Mr. Suwardi, Miss Raisa, Miss Nuraini, Miss Admisa, and Miss Halma. Or if you want to request something, because next lesson what we gonna discuss about, Mr. Leo?
Let me see what I prepared for you. So next lesson we will go back on actually introducing ourselves, but I think very interesting activity.
With the interesting activity. Anyone wants to, like adding more or requesting some, like materials during the introduction?
I think they will have.
I think it is all very interesting, Miss.
Oh, it's already interested, yeah. Okay.
Great.
How about you? Yeah, Mr. Boyko wants to say something before.
No,
Please
no.
unmute.
Failed to read the mind.
Fail. I got distracted because the internet is very lagging. Now I cannot see your faces, unfortunately. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna see you again next week with the theme about introduction.
Yeah, self-introduction again and some grammar more.
Yes, and some grammar. This is more interesting, right, Mr. Leo?
Yes. I think also thank you, Nuraini, for the feedback. It's always a pleasure to receive it. So thank you very much. And yeah, I hope you all have a good weekend at this point.
Yeah, have a good weekend, and tomorrow it's also like day off, but
exactly.
still, we still have a class.
So
no worries. We dedicated ourselves to the education. Right, Mr. Leo? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, have a good day. Have a good day. Have a good rest. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye.